my name is Jordan Farmer, and I just want to tell you about my testimony. As I mentioned in my autobiography speech, I did not grow up in a church until my middle school years. Like I said, my life had literally revolved around softball, and it still does today. But now softball is not just a game for me like it used to be, but a way that I am able to grow in relationships with others, as well as have a Christ-like attitude on the field around other ball players. All of my high school career, I wore a Bible verse in my helmet, not only as a reminder to me of who is always on my side, but as a witnessing opportunity to those around me. My junior year of high school, I visited up to at least 10 different colleges to play softball. Those included schools like Limestone, Tusculum College in Tennessee, Presbyterian, Lander, and Erskine. And everywhere I went, I bought a shirt just for memory's sake, so I could remember, everywhere that I went and visited. I really found an interest in Lander University, and I really loved the school. And I felt like me and the coach, clicked right away. And after 5 or 6 visits to Lander and many phone calls and email conversations with the head coach, Brandon Duncan, my family decided it was time that I make a decision on where I would attend school. In the summer leading up to my senior year, in the month of June, I verbally committed to play softball at Lander University. I literally thought my future was set and I had every plan worked out, but God had a different plan for my life, and one that I did not understand at the time. At the end of summer, right before my senior year began, Coach Duncan, that I had verbally committed to play for at Lander University, took a different job, a pitching coach job at Samford University in Alabama. At that point, what that meant for me was that my verbal commitment didn't mean anything, and so my scholarship dropped. Now, coming into my senior year, I had no idea what I was going to do. All hopes of me playing college softball kind of went out the window because, most coaches had already had their 2012 recruiting classes picked. And so from the beginning, my senior year was a complete disaster, and that was not what I had planned for myself at all. However, Coach Hall from North Greenville University had been trying to recruit me previously to me verbally committing to Lander, and to my parents that was perfect because I was 20 minutes away from home and they wanted me to stay close. They loved NGU, and that's just kind of where they wanted me to go right off the bat. But I refused, and I repeatedly told them that I was not going to North Greenville because most of the kids from my high school went there, and I was not going to be like every other kid in my high school. I wanted to go somewhere else. After many arguments and discussions with my parents, I finally gave in and went and visited North Greenville. And surprisingly, I, fell in love with the school and with the softball program. In the spring of my senior year, I committed to play softball at North Greenville. Now that my freshman year at NGU is over, I can truly say that God had a plan for me way greater than anything I had in mind. I grew tremendously in my relationship with God through NGU and through my home church, The Well, and here's kind of a little card that we hand out to people around Landrum to promote our church. And I watched my team stand together at the conference tournament to be witnesses to our opponents despite their rude attitudes and disrespectful comments about our Savior. That kind of means a lot to me because, to see a team stand together, a whole team, to support God it's amazing. It's an amazing thing. Participated in team devotions and prayers before every game and after every game and before every practice and after every practice with my team. And, it's a really nice thing to have, people there for you all the time. Today, I stand here and devote my whole life to God and His plans for the rest of my life because I watched Him take what I thought was a good plan for me and turn it into an awesome testimony for my life to share with others into one of the greatest things that I could ever have happen to me. My favorite Bible verse that I feel is appropriate for my life is Luke 1:37, and it says, "For nothing will be impossible with God." And this is very true. I also love Tim Tebow, and my mom bought me this book about Tim Tebow. And Tim Tebow once said, "On the field, I'm trying to play for the glory of God, but then also I'm trying to give everything I have and win and compete." And so I think more than just winning or losing, I think He cares about where our hearts are when we're playing the game that we love. And that's exactly what I am trying to do at NGU. I'm playing to glorify God, and I believe that God cares about where our hearts are when we're playing the game that we love. Thank you for listening to my testimony.